Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Tuesday, November 4th, election day, risk off kind of a day. And yeah, it's been freaking gnarly, hasn't it? So we have been we had a little bit of strength early on this morning, and then we're getting afternoon weakness, which is just not necessarily a great sign. But we were up here. This morning we talked about getting short against strength. We were looking for potential long trade here when it took out resistance for running up to test these areas. And I think that worked out pretty well to potentially get short against these areas for rotation back down again. Afternoon weakness. So far, we're getting afternoon weakness, but not necessarily taking out the lows. And okay, fine. That's so far so good, right? We still got a few more minutes to go before they run out. So we'll see if they're going to nail this into the close. If that's the case, yeah, it's going to be flat out on the short side. Right now, I'm going to be range bound. I'm going to keep a bias on the short side, looking to sell strength against the 15s up to the 20s. I think this area, the 20s, is the better area. But it's overall, I'm thinking short side of the market to get started. If they sell off into the close, yeah, they're going to be even just going to just affirm that. But we are down here, reverse retesting this support area right now, the 6800s, and we'll see if they can hold that area or not. So definitely retrace the single print Fs right now, and if they keep going lower, we're going to probably run it down all the way to 6712, even to 6650 or something like that. Could be very much in the cards. But we'll see if this risk-off day is a one-off or they're going to keep going. Big tell is going to be how the last half hour here develops. But if they can hold on to this, maybe even show some strength, we'll be in good shape going into tomorrow. At least have a shot at holding the line. If not, we're just going to stay on the short side. But I would look to sell strength early on. If the trade above that 6820s, I would be a back range bound, maybe looking for a retracement trade towards the upside. But that's how we get started in overnight. So far, no trades on the ES. I did a few trades on the Nasdaq, more than I should probably, because it's one of those days when you get caught in a few different opportunities. So I was in and out of a few trades, had 10 round turns for total, a couple of two-lot trades. The last one I took was this rotation down here. I got short and then scratched that trade when I had to fade too much heat. I did make the mistake of take one more trade, and that was when they start taking out this 25, 650, 660 area. We were trading down in this area. And they started backing up. I got short fairly aggressively, had my stop outside that rotation. And it turned out that they got caught in that thing. And when this whole thing was developing, I moved my stop, tightened it up above that rotation. They were heading down here. So I figured I had a shot at it. But then he just freaking reversed right on the dime and ran right up here and knocked me out, then even higher. So tighten up the stop, saved me some money. And I'm still down 20 though, but it could have been a lot worse. So when you have something going, just tighten up your stop a bit in case they start running against you. Now, I did not want to sit through this. If they start running up here, that would have been a much bigger trade than I wanted. And if push comes to shove, they could easily have run it up to test this rotation too, which I made it impossible. So you have to manage the financials and the risk on the trade so that you don't get caught in a big trade. It is easier said than done. Sometimes you just end up getting caught in that, but you just have to do the best you can. It's better to get shaken out of a trade with a smaller loss than sit in and get caught in a bigger trade. Sometimes you'll get high ticked or low ticked, and they're just going to be kind of frustrating. But because I mean, when this thing knocked me out, it was right back down again, and then before it ran higher, I figured like, oh, they just got me, and then but after the fact, you realize that no, and that's just the market moving. So at this point, we'll see where they end up. The Nasdaq is interesting because they have closed their gap now. Look at capital flow on the Nasdaq. Let me see, where are you, my Nasdaq? There it is. So we are down here on the F1. We closed the gap, but we haven't retraced all these single prints. So that could be in the cards. A nice edge here though at the 550s. So if that edge holds, we have a shot at trading higher. Definitely in the move out of the middle to the downside on both the ES and Nasdaq. So I would stay on the short side and see how far they want to take it. They can certainly run it down and retest that to 25,350 as well. That could easily be in the cards. So I would be looking at this from the short side at this point. It depends on kind of how it ends up closing. If they are going to take it lower into the close, or if they're going to see a little bit of retracement. Anyone's guess at this point. But I would stay on the short side. If they for some reason close above this area, you kind of had to close above this area. It's 790. It's unlikely, but if they do, we'll be back more thinking about the long side. But Nasdaq is the one which really has a risk off dynamic going on right now. Bond market is not doing much at all. They're pretty much range bound. Have not traded bond. I tried to get short at the 17th earlier on, but I was just too late to it, so I kind of canceled that order. But that was the opportunity there. Since then, you can see like you get caught twisting in the wind, you're just sitting here, just doing nothing. So I would say range bound bonds going into the overnight. Finally, oil and gold, and both of those two. Gold is to the downside. Risk off on gold. And that's kind of sometimes just confuses you because that is unlikely. You would expect that to be more in the risk off scenario to be more of a a flight to safety, but maybe it's risk off gold as well. So they're down here, haven't taken out that 39.30 yet, but they're down in this low volume area. So I would start off on the short side. If they close above this area, the 39.60s, I would be back, take off that short bias. But at this point, I'm starting from the short side when it comes to gold, thinking that they may try to take this lower, right? So staying on the short side on gold, looking to sell strength, and I would say against the probably looking for shorts against the 39.49 is going to be pretty aggressive, but definitely against that 39.70s. You can get up above it, we may be in good shape to stay range bound, but otherwise I'm going to probably look for a short against that mode at 39.62. I'm going to mark that up for tomorrow. And we'll see. Now we are done at support, so looking to buy against these support areas is definitely a doable trade. I was just going to look for early weakness to see if I can get long against one of those, but not super aggressively. We had to say give it some room here. And on oil, yes, range bound trading on oil. Not much going on that guy to get excited about. We're rolling in a couple of weeks to the January contract, F26. Right now, you can see how sloppy it is. It's kind of light volume, not much going on oil. So I haven't traded oil, haven't traded gold today. I did just a few Nasdaq trades and tried a couple of long trades, which didn't work out. Tried a couple of short COVID type of trades, and one I just got caught in late in the day here now. So I'll be watching it to see how it goes. Maybe a late in the day, last minute trade to kind of recover. We'll see. But right now, I'm down $20 on 10 contracts. So probably like 6 trades and a couple of 2-lot trades in that. So not a great showing, but you know how it goes. It's volatile, and you know, if you're just a little bit wrong, you end up getting yourself kind of knocked around a bit. Alrighty, guys, we'll leave it there. I'll see you back bright and early in the morning. You guys have a good evening. Later.